Community.
Mental health.
Resourcefulness.
Positivity. Clothes to start with, it was just a bunch of swap shops. So I was very lucky to be able to travel a lot in my mid to late 20s, and I saw the impact that, you know, fashion can have on less well-off countries. I saw the textile mountains for myself. To do something in the community to help people think about reusing their clothes in a really fun and sustainable way.
Hi, my name is Maria and I'm the head of circular fashion here at Change Clothes. And how I came about Change Clothes was by going to some of their swaps, which I heard about on Instagram and absolutely loved what they were doing. So how I came to get the role as the head of circular fashion here at Change Clothes was I took a career break back in 2024 and I volunteered for Change Clothes and I really enjoyed it, and I thought, well, this would be amazing if I could turn this into a full-time job, and then received funding from SSE Airtricity and the dream became true. So with my role, I head up everything to do with retail in Change Clothes, but also redistribution of clothes. Customers sharing stories about their clothes when they come into the swap, which is amazing to see. There's been donations of fabric that have come in and there's been stories behind that as well. It's connection between the customers, it's a sense of community, it's a place to socialise. And then also with our redistribution, we have the community closet programme, and so our clothes get donated to people that are living in homelessness. So I've gotten to see firsthand the joy that it brings people to be able to pick their own items of clothing from the clothes that we give to them from Change Clothes. Items here from the swap have been, I remember a pair of shoes donated by a lady from her wedding with the whole story inside the shoes, and I just thought that was absolutely lovely. Also, I've seen people exchange clothes from clothing they wore when they were much younger, so it would be vintage items from the 70s, and seeing a young person coming in and picking them up, and the clothes get to live all over again.
My name is Regina Fogarty and I'm the manager of the scrap store here at Change Clothes. Part of my role in managing the scrap store is in taking donations in from members of the public, working with our partner companies such as the Sofa Factory, Irish Linen House, Ireland's Eye, and also helping our volunteers and trainees to settle into all of the different aspects of what we work on, such as serving customers, creating shop samples, merchandising, putting things away, and just letting people's creativity flourish and answering whatever questions people might have for us. I discovered Change Clothes through a chance post on Instagram, has to be more than 2 years ago at this point. I absolutely loved what they were doing and I thought, well, the very least I can do here is try out a swap and see what I can contribute in terms of that. And it was only later on that I got involved as a volunteer. Get in to the scrap store. It comes in as a result of donations from members of the public and partnerships with different companies. There was one company in particular, Styletex, when they closed, they were extremely generous to us, and we basically took all of the fabric that they had left over, and without that we couldn't be where we are right now. Been privileged to see just an incredible level of creativity coming through the scrap store in even just the short few months that we've been in operation. People making quilt tops from upholstery samples. We had somebody making their pre-Deb's dress. We've had people using the tiniest scraps of wools and yarns to make Christmas decorations, to make mushrooms, baby toys, baby clothes. I think one of the other really special pieces that I can think of is that we've had 2 people creating quilt tops just using our linen offcuts, and just the most incredibly beautiful designs just from these really, really simple offcuts of linen that may have otherwise ended up in a bin.
My name is Jessica Legreed. I am the swap manager here at Change Clothes. I started learning about the organization in 2023. I saw Mary on a panel at the Earth Rising event at IMA and learned about what was going on at Change Clothes and this incredible movement that started in a small space and now has grown to this bigger, more expansive space with lots more activity going on. So it's been really incredible to watch the growth over the last several years. and did a bit of volunteering and a bit of swapping over the last couple of years, and just have really enjoyed what's going on here, and it ties really closely to what I'm studying. I'm doing a master's in circular textiles at NCAD. And so this gives me a really incredible opportunity to be really hands-on in the field that I'm pursuing, in a really wonderful environment with some great people. When the move was happening to the bigger space, I had some availability in my schedule over the summer to help and come in, volunteer, and get some things moved over. And that move was happening, and spent a good bit of time here with the team. And there was an opportunity. They were looking for a weekend swap manager. Role fit really well with my interest and my schedule and my capacity right now at the moment, being a master's student, and just the schedule works out really beautifully. And so applied for the role, and here I am. So fun about when the volunteers come in is that oftentimes, we have people who come in nearly every week to volunteer, once a month or something like that. And so for them to come in and see what's new and what's going on, and to be able to just spend a nice kind of relaxing but full time in the swap here, and get things onto hangers and help people find things and keep things tidy, so that it's a really appealing and enjoyable place for swappers to spend time. There's a few other moving pieces in the background. We have swap kits going out and people dropping things off and collecting things, and so I get to see a bit more of what the rest of the organization is doing at the same time, as being in during our open hours and when the volunteers are in. This would be kind of the primary difference. There's a few other things you're paying attention to at the same time as being here in the swap. A mother and child come in recently. Child was celebrating a birthday, I think kind of into a preteen birthday, and was going to be going to a Comic-Con event for the first time. Really excited to find some bits for the costuming, and it was the first time they'd been into the swap, and between the swap and the scrap store we were able to find some really perfect bits for the vision of this costume. And just to see this young person experience it for the first time with a parent, and just the joy and excitement that they were able to experience in this space was really a special recent memory.
McCabe, and I am one of the volunteers here at Change Clothes. I have been a customer as well as a donator and also a crafter. Facebook, when Mary first started out, she used to have a little swap in one of the community halls, and then when I seen the amount of clothes that were coming in, it was just an amazing opportunity. I started volunteering to also get to know how the ethics of recycling clothes and swapping starts, because you see on the internet, and then also to be a part of this amazing community and really powerful women businesses, and also making stuff and self-making themselves. Reactions from customers who have come in and actually realise that there is always something here for them. People come in for weddings and just we're going to shop for somebody else, leaving with numerous outfits for themselves to try, which they would never even considered.
Future for Change Clothes seems massive. We're always looking at bigger premises, because as you can see around me, we need a lot of storage space, and our team is always growing. We want to have a big warehouse in the Dublinite area where all kinds of clothing reuse are happening, so no matter what state your clothes are in, you'll be able to come in and find a reuse for it. But it's also a great community space where you can just drop in, say hello, and learn more about textile reuse.
Community.
Collaboration.
Coven.
Mehel.
Is home.